Hey there, Nickelheads. Monticello here with your News Nickel for Tuesday, February 6th, 2024. Here to bring you 5 news stories to help you make sense of things, and we have got a ton of news, some breaking even as we speak. First up, though, we found out yesterday that King Charles III was diagnosed with an undisclosed form of cancer. We don't know how serious it is. The royal family typically does not share much information, but we do know that Prince Harry, who had kind of a difficult relationship with his father and had been living in Los Angeles with Meghan Markle, flew home immediately. I don't want to speculate, but that could be an indication that it's fairly serious. So we'll keep an eye on that, and we wish him well. Next, Trump is not immune from criminal prosecution for things he did while president. 3 judges on an appeals court ruled unanimously that Donald Trump can be prosecuted for things he did while president. His lawyers had tried to argue that things he did while president were official acts, and therefore he couldn't get in trouble for them. Well, the appeals court ruled that that was not so. Now, he is expected to appeal this to the United States Supreme Court, but it is a powerful victory for democracy, I think, and the rule of law. Nobody is above the law. Next, Mayorkas, the Secretary of Homeland Security. We've talked about this in previous episodes, that the House of Representatives wants to impeach him for what they call a willful violation of the laws and basically a dereliction of duty, not enforcing border laws to get the border crisis under control. A committee had passed articles of impeachment, and we believe that in a matter of hours, the full House of Representatives will impeach him, and he will become the first ever sitting cabinet secretary ever to be impeached. And then, of course, as we remember from government class, after an impeachment by the House comes a trial in the Senate. Impeachment just means they've been charged with a political crime, and then they have a trial in the Senate to determine if they get to stay in office or be kicked out. Okay, of course, this related to the immigration deal. Yesterday we talked about how a small bipartisan group of senators worked on an immigration deal that would give President Biden new authority to control activity at the border. Well, it's looking less and less likely that this is going to pass. We know that former President Trump is against this deal, and so some politicians are starting to waver in their support for this. So just the 2 issues together are very interesting. The House is trying to impeach Secretary Mayorkas for not doing enough about the border, and here is this deal that could do what they want to do, and they are rejecting it, seemingly at the behest of former President Trump. And lastly, the FAA, the Federal Aviation Administration, they are part of the government that is in charge of regulating the aviation industry. The leader of the FAA is going to testify today in front of Congress to talk about what they're going to do to make sure that Boeing airplanes are safe. All right, put today's News Nickel in your knowledge bank. You'll be good to go. Please keep up with the news. It's super important. I'll see you tomorrow.